Hi Liam, thanks so much for meeting me today to talk
Pleasure.
about silence. First of all, congratulations. It was such an incredible film, really emotional, really powerful stuff. Back at the beginning, what was the biggest factor that made you say, this is a movie I absolutely have to do?
Martin Scorsese first. Was in his Gangs of New York film 16 years ago and had a terrific experience with him. You know, there's a handful of great directors, and Martin certainly is one of the greats. And I'd heard this was a passion project. He was given the book by a New York Protestant bishop, I believe, in the 60s when the book came out. And it really got under his skin, and he associated his quest for the reason for living to what Andrew's character goes through in the film. So, and it's about Jesuits, and I have a real interest in the Jesuit order, and so it was a no-brainer for me, you know. And it was a wonderful script. I found the book, actually, the translation very tedious and dull, to be honest. I think there's a new translation coming out in the next couple of years, but the script really came alive for me, made the book come alive.
Yeah. And I understand it was something that Martin Scorsese has wanted to do for over 2 decades, 25 years.
Yes.
What was it like finally, you know, working with him and finally bringing it to life, you know, after all this time?
Well, it's a little intimidating because you want to get it right for him, you know. And we all did, Andrew and Adam and the Japanese cast too. We were just, you so want to please him, you know. And he does create on set an extraordinary atmosphere for you to do your best work, you know. He really does, and he's not one of these dictator directors that you have to, you know, tell you when to breathe or, you know, he just lets you, gives you the atmosphere, creates the space for you to do the best you can, you know.
Excellent, yeah. And another film I saw that's coming out at the moment is Rogue One, and I couldn't help when I saw it thinking about your character, you know, Qui-Gon Jinn, you know, going back all those years.
Yeah.
Are you still invested in the Star Wars films at all? Do you still follow them after all this time?
I'm not, I have to admit. Yeah. It's I mean, I really loved doing the Phantom Menace, but God, it was 19, nearly 20 years ago when we shot it, but I'll see them at some point. Yeah, sure, I'll see them, but it's not top of my bucket list, I have to admit. But they are extraordinary parables. They're wonderful what George Lucas created, you know, because they are essentially the Arthurian legends. And it's the same legend. Every country has these stories in their culture, you know. And it's remarkable to see how George has interpreted them for a modern audience, well, since 1975, you know, setting them in outer space. It's extraordinary, yeah.
And just one of my questions, this is just now for fun, one of my last questions is, what is your favourite movie or group of movies?
My favourite movie?
It's a toughie, I know.
Oh my gosh. You know, Ben-Hur still, the original Ben-Hur, the Charlton Heston one, 1959. Cecil B. DeMille is still brilliant. I watched it there about 2 weeks ago.
Yeah.
With Stephen Boyd from the north of Ireland, who was Masala in a brilliant performance. It's a great movie, yeah.
Great. And my very final question for you, Liam, is you're kind of best known for being an action star now, but I mean, you've also done comedy, drama, fantasy, even CGI animation. But what kind of movies do you genuinely just enjoy making the most?
Well, the action ones are, you know, I do feel like a kid in a toy shop sometimes. Those are great fun, you know, especially when you're working with a bunch of stunt guys and that are there to make you look good, you know. Yeah. That's pretty cool. And every so often it's great to do a picture like Silence, or, you know, that's a bit more rooted in an investigation of why we're on this planet in the first place, you know. But look, it's I've made 70 I think about 70 films now, and I still can't believe it, you know. I feel so lucky, you know. It's the greatest business in the world, you know.
It's been an incredible career, and thank you so much, Liam, for talking to us about it. Thank you.